see this has arrived in the post today. Android AI box. What's this you're going to review now then?
So well you may ask. Yes, this indeed is the latest thing on our upgrades for our car vehicles, and this is for those with Apple CarPlay devices, and it's basically an Android converter for your CarPlay systems. Okay, so what you get once you plug this in, it's the GT6 Pro, by the way, so it's a top quality unit, and it's from a firm called Linkifun. Sounds real good to me. You can now finally download from the Google Play, and that's got to be a great boon. Anything you want, you can download from there. Still got all your other functions like sat nav and everything else like that, and you can even strap it onto your phone if you like. Well, we call it tethering the phone, don't we? Using your phone as a hotspot, yeah. So you can keep this thing running, and as well as that, there's a great thing on it that's really useful in that it does take a network card. Okay, yeah, a little card can go in there, a SIM, and it does mean that you can just load that SIM up with loads of data. If you've got a plan that just covers sort of endless data, then you can leave that plugged in and be on virtually all the time. You've got a decent signal all around, which is in most cities it's pretty fair, but I know in some rural areas it's still pretty bad, but at least it will get as good as it can get. So let's take a look at it, shall we? So slide the outer case off, lift the lid, and we have user manual. Okay, this is the actual plug-in ring device that powers the thing, and this device, if I can get it out for you, here we are, just keep going now, what have you. This device kind of has a ring of lights around it that you can change the colour and the mood and the speed and all this sort of thing for a warm glow in the car if you like. Okay, that's the main power box at all, and inside here we have a load of leads and stuff like that. Let's have a little look. There we are. Had to be a way in somewhere, and here we have them all. All the connecting leads for our little box in here. Here it all is in, out of the box, saved in messing around. Our user manual, we've got 4 connecting leads here, and the actual AI box itself from Linkifun. A quick look around our little Android box in, and we'll see the inputs and outputs. So first of all, we have a HDMI out. Okay, that's to feed any of your other external devices, such as headrest monitors for passengers in the car. Next we have a microphone input there. Well, it's not an input, it's actually a mic, so obviously you can use your Google such devices and things and just talk to it in general. Next door we have the HDMI in, and this is to kind of plug in things like games consoles and stuff of that nature. Let's turn it round, and this little one here goes to your CarPlay input, okay, from there into the front of your existing unit. Next door we have a USB input, okay, so you can load up your USB stick with videos or music and it will play through there. We'll carry on round, we have a little rubber flap which will undo if I can get pop off for you. There we are, and that is for a TF card. Okay, so you can put some more videos and music on there if you like. And we have a slot for a SIM. Now that's very interesting, isn't it? Because in that sense of the word, we could use a SIM card full of data, which will allow you to not have to tether up your phone at all and use it as a hotspot. You could actually put a SIM straight in there full of data, as long as you've got plenty on it, and use that. Very handy. And that concludes it all actually. That's all that little inputs and outputs on this box. There is a, we'll show you later, there is a little light circle comes on here with different colours that flares out around here, but I'll show you that in the car when it comes on. You can alter those on one of the apps as well to sort of go around at different intervals and do different things. Okay, just for a bit of mood night lighting. Okay, and that about sums it up. And so there we have it. You can see it shining around there in the dark. You can adjust those through an app, as I say, on the actual application programs on here to change the mood lighting. Right, so it's time to take your device down to the car and let you have a look at what the screen looks like and what the various apps are. Here we are then with my screen in the car. I'm using a portable screen that I got a little while back, simply because my car hasn't got CarPlay, so I've kind of got it stuck on my armrest here just to show you. This is the first screen that comes up, but just to show you, there is my actual car unit up there, and it's not a CarPlay one, so it won't work with that screen. So I'm going to be organising this to go up sometime in the future. And here we have our first screen. There's 3 screens in all. That's the first one, that's the second one. You can see there's lots of good stuff there already on board for you to use, really useful indeed. And there's our third screen, and it's tons of stuff on there. We have the usual things that are in set already, like YouTube and Netflix and so forth. They're already on there, which is very good indeed. But that's our main screen, this one here, and it's quite good. We've got our sat nav over. I haven't clocked anything up yet, so I've got to get it all online, get it all currently connected up and so forth. I will do that. And there we have our Google Maps there now, all on and pretty good, well, as good as the normal stuff. Here's a bit of music then from the music app here. Don't Fret, Princess. Good stuff. Coming out of a little device speaker there. Let's try a bit of video, shall we? Oh, here's Jan. Heading down a street in Chicago for one of our latest videos that's come out shortly, okay, where we do complete Route 66 for you. This is the very beginning part of it. Yours truly. So there's absolutely loads you can do with this system. It's fantastic. What I'm going to do though is take it indoors and show you off some clips online which have got a much better job of it than I've done. I can use some bits and pieces off the site just to show you a lot more details of quite what this device is capable of. There you can see, as I said earlier, the built-in YouTube, Netflix are all there, an IPTV app. And you've got online and offline video streaming, because like I showed you on the offline, the USB stick comes through lovely. It's 4K quality, so it's really pretty good. And something I've got to show you there is the split screen design. It splits whatever apps you want in half. Important feature, of course, is day and night mode. Aren't they just infuriating when they stay dead bright at night and don't dim down? Well, this automatically does it for you. There are all the plug-in options I was showing you earlier. Also the fact that you have Google and Siri control. For all of you then that like plenty of details on the actual spec, there it is there. And there is the button I was telling you about, the orange button earlier. It's called a touch control assistant. And it's easier to describe to you what it does on this than on the actual box, because I say it was a back button, a home button, but there is also 2 other I missed out, which is a voice button and a multitask view button. So it actually does 4 things. It just floats around, as you saw on the screen earlier, and it goes off after about 3 seconds. Also some interface settings there. There is the light changing app I told you about earlier that changes the colour modes for more ambient lighting effect in the car. It's easier for me to describe this to you on here than it is in the car. And there is the shortcuts you can add from the main interface and just lock it onto that front screen. Okay, you can just move them around. Also you can move micro-aware menus as well if you prefer those. Very easy to remove and install the apps, as you can see there. Some more detail there on the splitting of the screen. There is the wire CarPlay connection. Lastly of all, there is also a system update directory in there, so that you can do any updates fairly simply and easy. Keep up to date with the systems on here. Well, that's about it then. Great little device. If you're after upgrading your car media system, you've got to have CarPlay, unfortunately you can't have anything else. And it's great, really does bring it up to spec. Now, my old Jaguar was obviously way too old to be able to take this on board. I didn't have CarPlay on it. I actually thought madly that I could just stick it in a USB port and it would work. But of course, I couldn't be further from the truth. Not a chance. Luckily, I had that screen that I showed you, and I could actually play it to you in the car. I'm going to try and get that fitted later on, as I said, see if I can get this thing on, because I love it so much. It's such a great gadget to have all these things on. So if you've got an older car, especially if you've got CarPlay and it's an older model with not so many features on it, then this will bring you right up to date. Great stuff, great from them. And if you're after one of these, I'll give you the link description below the video if you're after buying one, and we'll look at it in more detail. I'll also give you a link in the video pointing to some guy there that does a really in-depth review of this device, far more than I could cover. He's a real techie guy, so if you want to know a lot more about this device, there'll be a link coming up in the little square box above you now, and if you follow that, that link will give you, say, this chap who's absolutely excellent with this device and goes through every minute detail of what it's capable of doing if you'd like to find out more. Okay, that's it though from me. All my videos have to go. Derek33. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.